Pinole Historical Society and the City of Pinole proudly present the 10th Annual Veterans Day Memorial and Flag Retirement Ceremony, with additional sponsorship provided by 10X Law Group.
Expect tenacious representation at 10X Law Group. As one of West Contra Costa County's largest law firms, they have earned a reputation for outstanding client service, for results-minded attitude, and across-the-board legal excellence. 10X Law Group credits this reputation to their adherence to timeless values and a commitment to the communities they serve. 10X offers legal advice in various practice groups. 10X has offices in San Francisco, Fairfield, and Point Richmond to serve clients conveniently and always with full confidentiality. If you have a legal problem and wish to have local and experienced representation, make the right move. Call 10X at 510-234-2808.
Welcome to Pinole's 10th Annual Veterans Day Memorial and Flag Retirement Ceremony. I'm Jeff Rubin. I'm the president of the Pinole Historical Society. We gather here every year at 11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month to commemorate the signing of the armistice that ended World War I, which took place at 11 a.m. on November 11th, 1918. We are here to recognize and honor the members of our armed forces who gave their lives in wartime, and to recognize and honor the veterans who have since passed on, the veterans who are here today, and those who are on active and reserve duty now, all of whom served and are serving to protect our freedoms. Please rise as the Pinole Police Explorers Color Guard present the colors. Remain standing while the Pinole Valley High School Marching Band plays our national anthem and the West Contra Costa Girl Scouts lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with fall. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with fall. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. God bless America. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank the Pinole Historical Society for continuing to sponsor this event and reminding us not only of our community's history, but our nation's history as well. Good morning, everyone. My name is Debbie Long, and as the Mayor of Pinole, and on behalf of the entire City Council, I am honored to stand before you. But mostly, I'm honored to be in the presence of so many heroes, the men and women who have sacrificed so much to defend our nation. We've all heard the phrase, don't ask someone to do something that you wouldn't do yourself. Yet when we send our women and men to war or to countries with unstable governments, isn't that just what we're doing? We are asking for them to devote their lives and the lives of their loved ones in service to our country. That sacrifice includes not only the separation from their families, but it may include death or injury. Sometimes their injuries aren't always so apparent, such as reliving the nightmares of war, the guilt of surviving when your friends didn't, and other stressors they encounter upon returning home. I ask myself, why would any man or woman want to join the armed services knowing those risks? Well, that question's not easily answered. For some of the veterans, they may have been drafted, as was required by the federal government between the years of 1948 and 1973. But for many of our veterans, it was a choice, and their reasons for doing so can be quite varied and personal. However, I would assume many did not comprehend the perils associated with wearing the uniform of our armed forces. Yet once faced with realities of what it meant to put on that uniform, our servicemen and women, our veterans here today, forged ahead and defended our nation, our liberties, our way of life, because they had taken the oath upon enlistment to defend and serve their country, our country, the United States of America. And thank God they did. At this time, I would ask all the veterans in attendance to raise their hands. Can I see your hands? Everyone, please join me in an applause of gratitude to all our veterans for their commitment and sacrifices to defend and protect all of us here today. I can only describe our veterans in the following way. A veteran is valiant, having the strength of mind to carry on in spite of danger. A veteran is effective in producing those results. A veteran is trustworthy and honorable in their defense of our country. A veteran endures, having lived through and experienced the perils and dangers of war. A veteran is resolute and fully committed to achieving the goal. A veteran is assertive as a patriot who commits to serving and defending you and me. And finally, a veteran is nervy, having been willing to take the necessary risks. Today, we're sending a message of gratitude to our veterans. We shake their hands and we thank them for their services. However, saying thank you to our veterans should extend beyond today. Don't forget tomorrow and the days following, for our vets need our continued help, support, and gratitude every day of the year. Before ending, I'd like to leave you with a quote from John F. Kennedy and a poem written by a supporter to the Americans' disabled veterans. John F. Kennedy said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to just utter the words, but to live by them." And the poem is from literature that I had received from the disabled American vets, and it's called A Prayer for Luck. If you think you can't, you really must. In God and our soldiers, please keep the trust, to keep us safe day and night, to stand in front and faithfully fight. In the name of freedom and even love, I pray for grace from God above, that soon one day we can live in peace. When fears subside, world wars will cease. With hope shining from my eyes, I ask for his gifts with the bright sunrise. May luck and joy be with all who know that what you reap is what you sow. So again, thank you to our veterans, their families for honoring us here today and always. May your service and sacrifice always be remembered and commemorated by the people of the United States of America.
Hello, I'm Ronald. I'm a student of Pinole Valley High School, and I'm here to share a few thoughts about Veterans Day. I'd like to talk about how to spot a veteran when you're walking down the street or in your daily life, at the office, wherever you may be. How do you know who's a veteran and who isn't? Certainly, the people in uniform who stand around us, certainly them. But also, what about the people out of uniform? How can you recognize them? There's a few ways that I've found worked very well. Look for the people in your communities. Look for the people who are leading. See those who stand up straight with dignity and honor, and you have a very good chance of finding some veterans. My scoutmaster served as a Navy SEAL. He exemplified all of the traits that I associate with our armed forces. He stood up straight and he led my Boy Scout troop as he was a great leader, and I was glad to know him. He in or out of uniform, always, he stood up straight. He was someone who I look up to. And he's someone who has taught me valuable lessons about what it means to serve a purpose larger than yourself and what it means to wear the uniform. My grandfather loved radios. He owned a radio shop right outside San Francisco. And in 1948, his nation called upon him to serve, and he responded. He went to Vietnam, and he served for several years. He left a wife and 2 kids at home, my mother. His sacrifice to a purpose greater than himself, even though I never got to meet him, it's taught me a lesson about the meaning, the dignity of serving that purpose larger than yourself. And, well, thanks, Granddad. And to all of you, today or any day, in your communities, look for the leaders, look for those veterans, and thank a veteran you know. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Cora Young. I'm the field representative for Congressman Mike Thompson, and I'm here today to read a letter on his behalf. Dear friends, I wish I could be with you today, but as you know, with nearly every community in our district honoring veterans today, I'm at another event. But I look forward to joining you in the near future. Veterans Day is about saying thank you. Thank you to the communities who support those who have served, to the families of our veterans, because as anyone who has ever served or had a loved one in the armed forces knows, it's a family commitment. And most of all, thank you to our veterans. We understand that though Veterans Day may just last 24 hours, our obligations to those who serve last 365 days a year. Not a single day should go by where we don't thank veterans for the sacrifices they've made. Many left their families for months, maybe years at a time. Others put their lives on the line in combat, and some return home with scars they'll carry with them for the rest of their lives. They didn't make those sacrifices with any expectation of praise, nor did they risk their well-being for our admiration. They did it out of a sense of duty, out of devotion for our country, out of love for our freedoms, and out of loyalty for their fellow Americans. We will never be able to thank our veterans enough. Nothing we can do can match their sacrifices. We cannot repay that debt. But we can certainly make sure that our veterans and their families get the benefits that they have earned. That means making sure that no one who has fought in uniform has to fight for a paycheck, health care, or a roof over their head when they return home. It means making sure that our veterans have opportunities they've earned to get quality education or a well-paying job. And it means making sure we strengthen our health care services for all veterans, from the disabled to those suffering with post-traumatic stress, depression, and traumatic brain injuries. So on Veterans Day, we don't just say thank you. We show our thanks by recommitting to our veterans, keeping that promise that says, you looked after us in uniform, now we'll look after you when you take off that uniform. And let us remember that whatever you might think about war, we must always, always honor our warriors. The best way to honor our veterans' sacrifices is by working and praying for peace, for the day when war is not a reality, but a far distant memory. In the words of President Kennedy, mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind. Sincerely, Congressman Mike Thompson.
My name is Melissa Lawton, and I'm a member of the Pinole Historical Society, and I'm here to honor and read the names of the deceased veterans who once called Pinole home. Veterans Day is a U.S. legal holiday dedicated to all American veterans. Whether or not they fought, each veteran who served in the United States Armed Forces should be recognized and remembered on this special day. During World War II, 16 million Americans served their country. Every day, we lose over 400 surviving World War II veterans. We now recognize the following veterans who once called the city of Pinole their home. There were 6 service members from Pinole who died in World War II. They are Jack Edwards, Gordon Hughes, Bernardo Fernandez, Edward Hall, Michael Vast, and James Wynn. There were 2 service members who died in the Korean War. They are Harold McCarthy and Dan Skiles. We lost 1 service member in the Vietnam War, and that was Ralph McGain, Jr. 1 service member from Pinole fought and died in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, Sean Silva. In addition to those service members who died in combat, we honor the following members of the armed forces who are no longer with us but used to call Pinole home. They are Jean Faria, William Vida, Harold Silvas, Thomas Coutinho, Wesley Owens, Bobby Pierce, Ed Lefevre, Mike Geary, Tom Gazzano, Larry Mariaro, Don Castro, Stan Clark, Dr. Joseph Mariotti, Tony Lopes, Anthony Enos, Lee Coburn, Eugene Robbins, William Vogel, Donald Shepper, John B. Clark, Jean Ortega, Malachias Ortega, Earl Getz, Edward Percy, and Eugene Lipuma. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we get one?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. To of us grace, the thought my heart to fear. Heaven grace my fears relieve. How precious is the that grace have appeared. Thee are I first believe. Through many then years, toil and snares, have I have already begun to us grace hath brought be saved thus far. Heaven grace, we believe, behold.
Wow, Carolina, you have an amazing voice. Good morning. I'm John Joya, and I'm proud to represent Pinole and West Contra Costa County on the Board of Supervisors. And let me first start by saying to the City of Pinole, to the Pinole Historical Society, Jeff, thank you very much for doing this great event for the last 10 years. And I think it's so appropriate that the Historical Society be one of the main sponsors, because it is about preserving our history and remembering our past as we move forward in the future. And I always want to start by saying, on behalf of Contra Costa County, to first thank all of you veterans who are here today, whether you served in wartime or in peacetime, for your service. Because your service to this country is what allows us to exercise our freedoms every day. Your service to this country is what allows us to enjoy the benefits we have, to enjoy our life, and you deserve our thanks. And that thanks is really more than just honoring you today. And the mayor talked about this. We should be honoring you through our support of the many organizations and individuals who provide services to vets every day of this year. There are 55,000 veterans in Contra Costa County, and I believe we have one of the most welcoming counties in the state to returning veterans because of the commitment of individuals and organizations. Earlier this morning at the San Pablo Veterans Day event, I saw the Contra Costa College Veteran Service Center, who are serving vets here in our area. There's the Concord Vet Center, which serves vets all over the county. And our own Contra Costa Veterans Service Office, which has 4 offices around the county, serves veterans and helping them access their benefits. And so I want to say to all the veterans, you have our commitment through our organizations, public and nonprofit and private, to continue to support you because you deserve it, you've earned it, and it's the right thing to do. And it's great to see the different types of Veterans Day ceremonies here in West County. And I'm proud to say each of the cities I represent had a Veterans Day event this year. For example, in El Cerrito this morning, there were Boy Scout troop, along with the Lions Club, putting flags on the graves of veterans at Sunset View Cemetery. In Richmond yesterday, there was a Veterans Resource Fair, which sort of highlights the idea of supporting veterans every day of the year. And I see our school board member, Madeline Cronenberg, here. And Madeline, you must be proud that at every single one of these 4 events, there were young people from our schools participating. I think we should give them a hand. There have been young people at every one of these 4 events, and it's great to see the students here today. So I just want to say I'm proud to live in a community in which veterans are honored, not just today, but every day of the year, and we need to continue to remember that and carry that out. So thanks.
Good morning. My name is Oscar Martinez. I'm a senior at Pinole Valley. Pardon my voice, I'm a little sick. So, I'm here to give a speech about the men and women who served in our armed forces, and here it is. It's called To Thank Those Who Served. First, I would like to thank Mr. Kibbe in Pinole Valley for being an outstanding model of how a well-respected school should be run. I also like to thank the City of Pinole, the council members, historical members, and everyone present today. For there to be an idea, a person must fight for it. In 1776, men and women decided to stand up and fight for what they believed was unalienable rights. They were being held by Great Britain. For rights like life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness to be realized, men and women decided to make a sacrifice to fight for those rights that we have today. We celebrate those brave men and women who stood up and fought for our rights. They have these rights. We have these rights, or don't know what sacrifice it took for a protester to talk. But not me. I hear it every day how precious these rights are to me because of my father, Stephen Martinez, second-class petty officer who served in the U.S. Navy from 1983 to 87. He told me how important it was for him to join, how it was for him to serve his country, and he's just one of many members. Both of my great-grandfathers who served in World War II, my grandfather Octaviano Ramirez from Richmond was with the U.S. Army stationed in France. My other great-grandfather, Jerry Patlin, was with the U.S. Navy and stationed in Japan. In my opinion, veterans hold the highest honor of any civilian or public office. No offense to any politicians we have today. But these people gave up anywhere from 4 to 20 years of their lives just to serve their country proudly. I can bet that not a single one of them here today will regret serving their country. See, in war or conflict, there's always people talking, trying to resolve it, or trying to start it. But in between those moments, we have people that have to stand and fight. Fight for those liberties, those ideals, and for their country. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to tell you here today is we need those type of people to stand up and go sacrifice their freedom. And sometimes that means giving the ultimate sacrifice. So that one day, when they have a son or a daughter, they have the right to exercise those rights. Like, for example, speaking in a group of people on November 11, 2017, who've done more than enough for their country. Now I would like to say from the deepest and strongest part of my heart, thank you for your undying devotion for our country and for protecting our rights. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Carolyn Black, and I'm with the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary. I am the district president, and I'm a proud member. Honoring our veterans who are still alive today, when they are all gone, you only have a grave. Include them in your daily lives. Their experience defending our country is the history they made. Defending our country. Help them write their stories, because that is the true history, because they were there. It's not Congress, because they only enact war. Honor our veterans by having a gathering at home, church, or in the community. Help our homeless veterans by giving through a veterans organization or other organizations who help them to get back on their feet to a productive life that is more real than people really realize. Honor our veterans by going to veterans hospitals for visits or bring them items they can use. I know there are many people in the communities in this country that make quilts, crochet, and knitted lap robes for those who are in wheelchairs. This has been going on since the Civil War, because if you get on the internet, you will find where these women have taken bits of fabric and made Civil War quilts, and they're still being made today. How about just having an evening of good conversation and playing cards? Because hearing the stories of these veterans, I know there's many card sharks. So let's praise our country for having the freedoms that we have. Honor our veterans by giving and making them a part of our community. Don't isolate them, because so many times we put our elderly in homes and we don't go back to visit. So we need to really get out there and just a visit, especially during the holidays. They're coming up, and they will really love you for that. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Can you please join me in a moment of silence to honor our Randy Gertz, our founding Scoutmaster? Thank you.
Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, prepare to present the colors. Color Guard, present the colors. We are here today to honor the symbol of our country and retire a flag which has served its useful life as a symbol of freedom in our country.
I am your flag. I was born on June 14th, 1777. I am the emblem of America. I have flown through peace and war. I have always been respected. My red stripes symbolize the blood spilled in defense of this glorious nation. My white stripes, the burning tears shed by Americans who lost their sons in battle. My blue field represents God's heaven under which I fly, and my stars, clustered together, unify the 50 states as one for God and country. When it comes the time when I am old and faded, do not let me fly in disrepair. Rather, retire me from my duties, only to replace me with a new flag, so that I may continue to symbolize our country. With this, renew your commitment to what I stand for and pledge your allegiance to me one final time.
Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2.
As you can see, this banner of freedom before you is worn, tattered, and soiled from use and age. Her broad stripes are no longer a fiery red and pure white, but faded and worn out. The stars and blue background are no longer vivid reminders of what our blue skies and great land, of the purity, vigilance, and justice she should represent. She has flown proudly over the years and has done her job well, but now she must be replaced with a new flag to properly represent this great nation of ours.
Scout salute. Color Guard, retire the colors. Color Guard, honor your colors. Two, Color Guard reform. Color Guard about face. Color Guard retreat. Color Guard halt. Color Guard dismissed. Color Guard attention. Color Guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard, prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Color guard, retire the colors. Color guard, honor your colors. Two, color guard reform. Color guard about, face. Color guard retreat. Color guard halt. Color guard dismissed. Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Color guard, retire the colors. Color guard, honor your colors. 2, color guard reform. Color guard, about, face. Color guard retreat. Color guard halt. Color guard dismissed. Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Color guard, retire the colors. Color guard, honor your color. 2, color guard reform. Color guard about, face. Color guard retreat. Color guard halt. Color guard dismissed. Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Scout salute. Color guard, retire the colors. Color Guard, honor your colors. Two, Color Guard reform. Color Guard, about, face. Color Guard, retreat. Color Guard, halt. Color Guard, dismiss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for coming today. Thank you to all the participants. I want to remind those of you who are having lunch across the way at the Senior Center. It begins at noon. I'm not sure if there are still some available tickets, but it's a great meal and a good cause. They're having a special Veterans Day lunch. Next year, we will have this event on Sunday, November 11th, 2018, and that will be a special day that will mark the 100th anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I. I hope to see you all at that event, and I hope we have this glorious sunshine again. We've been blessed 9 out of our 10 years being able to hold this event outdoors. Thank you for coming, and have a safe trip home.
The Pinole Historical Society and the City of Pinole proudly present the 10th Annual Veterans Day Memorial and Flag Retirement Ceremony, with additional sponsorship provided by 10X Law Group.
Expect tenacious representation at 10X Law Group. As one of West Contra Costa County's largest law firms, they have earned a reputation for outstanding client service, for results-minded attitude, and across-the-board legal excellence. 10X Law Group credits this reputation to their adherence to timeless values and a commitment to the communities they serve. 10X offers legal advice in various practice groups. 10X has offices in San Francisco, Fairfield, and Point Richmond to serve clients conveniently and always with full confidentiality. If you have a legal problem and wish to have local and experienced representation, make the right move. Call 10X at 510-234-2808.